everyone. So for today's project, I am going to focus on a release by Spellbinders, and it is called BiBi's Butterflies. You may know her. She is a YouTuber as well, so I will make sure that I link her channel down below. She creates beautiful things. This collection, if you are a butterfly lover, this is definitely for you. The one that I'm showing right now is called the Butterfly Card Creator. The size of those butterflies is absolutely gorgeous, and that's the one that I'm going to be focusing on today. This one here that I'm showing is called the Pop-Up Butterfly, and I'm actually going to do a second video. So stay tuned for that, just to show you how this will work. It is a mechanism that has been created for the inside of your card. And if you've seen my videos before, you know I very rarely touch the inside of the cards. This die set here are beautiful, intricate butterflies, and they are called Delicate Butterflies. The stamp set that I showed first is called Butterfly Sentiments. I'm going to be working on a 7x7 card base. You saw the size of those butterfly dies, and I want to make sure that almost the entire butterfly is sitting on this card base. I am going to stamp directly onto the card base with my sentiment, and the sentiment that I chose is with Heartfelt Condolences. I love the fact that the fonts in these sentiments for the stamp set are mixed fonts. So you have a regular block print along with a script. So I have cut the largest butterfly out many times. I want a nice thick chipboard for the front of my card. Now, for some reason, I started with tape, double-sided tape, and you'll see I will change that. I believe I did this because I couldn't find my glue. So you can adhere these any way that you would want. I am one for a liquid adhesive. It gives me time to wiggle those pieces together to make sure that they're laying correctly on top of each other, where tape really doesn't allow that. The moment that it touches, it's kind of there. But if you add glue to the tape, you still have that wiggle room as well. So here I am. I finally found my glue, and we're going to layer these on top. Now, I did cut this, if I'm not mistaken, 4 times when it came to this butterfly. I'm going to adhere it directly onto my card, and you will see why. So I'm being very careful. No ink is coming into play, so I shouldn't be messing that up. But I wanted that in place because I have cut the rainbow of the flowers. And what's great with the flowers with this die set is you have the main base, and then for the 2 petaled flowers, not the one that looks like a daisy, so to speak, you get this secondary layer as well, and I did that in vellum. So you can see I've got tons of flowers here. I am adding to the one that looks like the daisy. I'm just rolling along it so that we get some dimension onto our flowers. I am using a stylus with a piece of foam. But if you don't have a stylus, you could use a piece of fun foam if you have that, or for your stylus, if you can use a pen as long as it's got a round edge. You don't want to use an eraser or anything that's going to catch on the paper, but something that just gives you that round edge. So it could be a marker or anything like that. So you don't need to have the stylus. I am using the Spellbinders tool in 1 by Susan Tierney. She has a set that's put together, and everything comes so that you can form your flowers. I love die cutting and then adding dimension, especially if they are the florals. So I've got all of my colors done. It's a beautiful rainbow. I know I have it backwards. I should have it going the other way, but this is the way that I went. I could just go with that picture all day, and I'm usually not a rainbow person. So now I'm just going to set my flowers. Now, I'm not going to use all of these. Those that I don't use, I do keep and will use for other projects. I have a little tiny tub of all of my die cuts and pieces so that I can create cards. And usually what I use these for, to be honest, is when a purchase is made in my Etsy shop. This is not a plug, just saying why I use them. When I get an order, I put in some free gifts, but I also include a handmade thank you card. And that's where I will put these pieces sometimes, so that they don't go in the trash because they are finished. So you can see I'm only focusing on the one side of the wing. I was inspired by a stamp that I had, and I cannot remember the name of the stamp, but I can tell you that it was inspired by a stamp. I used it, I believe, in a previous video for what I was going to do bullet journaling, or showing you that you could use your stamps and your supplies in the bullet journal. But it just was this butterfly, and then had these florals coming off the side, and it just really is beautiful. You can see I have them going in a rainbow order, so you can have it going either way. And I used all the different flowers. Sometimes I used the daisy shape, sometimes I used the petals, the small one and then the large one, just mixing and matching. I then have the greens, and I cut 2 different greens, made sure that they were bright because I am using some bright colors. And now I'm just tucking those in. I do like to use the Kids Choice Beacon glue for this. It is comes in a tube, and it is a nice thick glue, and it is fast grabbing. I am one that when I do my die cutting, I just keep adding to it. There is so much dimension, so much texture, that 9 out of 10 this card will be hand delivered, or it'll sit somewhere to be a home decor, because it is being done on a 7x7 base, so it is large enough for that. But I do just really enjoy this glue. As I said, I get it from Amazon when it comes to this. Tweezers are your friend. You can just get this glue right on the tip and then just poke it right where you need that to go. And I'm just filling in this side. I don't want too much of that black to show. I do want some of it peering through, but I don't want to have any true large solid portions. So I'm filling in not only with the longer greenery, but also the shorter leaves as well, and doubling those up so that I get that different color values, which will also add some texture when you're looking at those colors. But you can see just how this fills up, and it's just, this is one of my favorite. Lots of dimension here. I do not trim that piece that comes off. I would actually try to find a larger envelope if I did mail this. And to be very honest, if I did mail this card, it would be in a box. I would actually ship it in a box and put tissue up in around it. So yes, your postage is going to be more, for the first fact that yes, this is a larger size card. So always keep that in mind. I also die cut the smaller butterfly. I used gray for the wing part, for the intricate part, and then I used a rose petal mirror, holographic mirror cardstock for the base. I'm using my Nuvo drops. I love the Dream drops. If there's a drop that I had to choose, it would definitely be these. They don't clog up. They're not funky. Sometimes, you know, the other ones we've got to heat up so that they'll get moving. But these just, I don't know if it's a different formulation, but they are just beautiful. And they're iridescent. I am really getting addicted to iridescent. So these are, I thought these were perfect. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. Again, featuring the collection by BiBi Cameron. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name right, with Spellbinders. Called BiBi's Butterflies. Now stay tuned for the second video, because I'm actually going to show you how the pop-up butterfly works. So that'll be shown very shortly. As always, the products that I use will be listed down below. If you want to check them out, please do. The links will be there as well. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, enjoy the process, have fun, try new things. And that's what I'm here to do, to show you that you can do this, or maybe you can do that. We don't have to limit ourselves to just one type of technique or way to use our products. But again, what's always important to me, always, be creative, everyone, and enjoy. I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.